Hey everybody, JB back with you once again, and welcome to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. We are on the last part of the investigation for this case, and we discovered quite a bit of interesting information last time, mainly pertaining to the loan office that Mr. Armstrong has been dealing with, and it also seems like Glen Elg was also dealing with, too. The place is run by a guy named Furio Tigre, or the Tiger, who is also our impersonator. And he is also in a relationship with somebody named Viola. We suspect that her last name is Cadaverini, which is totally not creepy at all. One thing I didn't realize until I was done recording last time was that he was calling her Violetta, and that was probably like a pet name or something, whereas her actual name is Viola, so that wasn't... I don't think that's an inconsistency like we were suspecting. We also got a visit to the workplace that Gwen worked at, named Blue Screens Inc., which was very futuristic, we'll just say that. But it also looked like Gwen was in trouble, so hopefully we can find out more about what that was all about. And in the meantime, we're here at the park with Mr. Kudo, so let's talk to him about everything. I'm sorry about what happened in court earlier today.
Caw! Everyone will be talking about me behind my back now. A dirty old man who was so busy looking at the serving girl's backside that he can't remember her face. A filthy, depraved animal.
Not at all.
Are you listening to me, boy? I don't care what you say. I saw that waitress put it in. She put some white powder into the young lad's Javachino.
So at this point, I'm beginning to wonder if this waitress is Viola. She definitely has some short hair like Viola does. So I can see that being a possibility. We hear you.
And another thing, the young layabout was wearing an earpiece on the same side as the lens of his broken spectacles.
We're really sorry.
So I made a little mistake about the vase. So what? I know what I saw. I tell you.
Okay, take it easy, please, Mr. Kudo.
Don't tell me to take it easy, you spiky-haired brat! Take this!
Hey, we're the only ones who can say take this, or take that. You said you were a craftsman, right?
Caw! The modern world casts honest craftsmen like me aside in droves.
Surely it's not that.
I come from a long line of craftsmen, right back to the time of the shoguns. Do you hear me? I didn't become an embroiderer, I was born one.
Actually, I'm kind of in the same situation myself.
I wanted to stick my fingers up that dribbling old judge's nose and scream right down his earhole, "Objection!"
Oh, so did you want to become a lawyer when you were young? I don't think that's quite it, Maya. I think he's just in a bad mood, that's all.
I've got a tsunami of frustration inside, and it's ready to burst out.
If we let him start rambling now, we might never shut him up. What should I do? Let's suck it up. Guess I better let him talk. So there's not much call for craftsmen these days, then?
Of course not, you idiot. All I'm good for nowadays is running errands.
Errands?
Everyone takes advantage of the elderly. Buy some bread, Gramps. Take the dog for a walk, Granddad. Feed the pigeons, old man.
What am I, some sort of 2-bit community handyman? So wait, who's telling you to feed the pigeons? Well...
Buy some bread. Now that I can understand. What's the point of feeding some seedy pigeons?
I don't know, you seem to be enjoying it, throwing food at them.
Why don't some people say what they mean? Get lost! That's what they're trying to say. Oh yes, I'm just an inconvenience, you see. At home, at that restaurant, I just get away, don't I?
I'm sure you don't. Wait a minute, what did he just say? At home and at that restaurant? Hold up, by restaurant, are you talking about Tribulations? Did you get asked to run an errand there too? Uh-oh.
Yes, I did. The very day that young brat was poisoned.
What? now this is important. So on the day of the incident, what were you asked to do?
Glad you asked, boy, because I'll tell you what I was asked to do. All of a sudden, that young lad slumped over the table. The serving girl collapsed, and I broke that vase. It all happened so fast I was in a bit of a daze, you see. Then the owner shouted over to me. Excuse-moi, you call the police. Call them yourself, I should have said back, but I didn't think of it at the time.
So, did you end up calling the police?
Like I said, I was in a bit of a daze.
Did you call them on your cell phone?
God, do I look like I'd have one of those newfangled thingamajigs? I went out looking for a payphone, of course.
You went looking for one?
I couldn't find one right away, you know. Wandered around for 5 minutes or so.
5 minutes? So for 5 minutes after the incident happened...
Yes, sirree. The owner was at Tribulations on his own.
Why didn't you mention this in court this morning?
Well, I would have if you'd given me the chance.
Sure.
But you all bullied me out of that courtroom. Oh, thank you, Mr. Kudo. You've certainly earned your kudos for today. Wait a minute. If that's the case, there's more. I've got more to say. Oh, yes, I remember something else.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom. It's not my fault. You're the ones to blame. You could have at least told us before we got...
Oh, that's us. You could have at least told us before we got to court. Is it really that important that Mr. Kudo was the one who called the police? Well, if he was the only other customer in the restaurant at the time, then it could have been. What's important is the unaccounted time before the police arrived. Also that. The victim was dead and Maggey was unconscious. Which leaves that woman, that man, alone in the restaurant. Mr. Kudo might have been chased out of the place on purpose. What do you mean? Maybe a certain someone didn't want him in the restaurant.
Ah. Oh, sure. You go ahead and say I was in the way, as usual. I suppose I should have been getting myself covered in pigeon poop instead,
We need to get more details about what exactly happened. From Maggey and from Mr. Armstrong. Alright, well, that sounds like a cue to go somewhere else, so let's go to the restaurant first. I guess Mr. Armstrong is probably in the kitchen. Alright. Looks like Mr. Armstrong's out again. Oh. But the place is open for business. You can't have an open restaurant without a chef. Hey, it's not my fault, Nick. Don't take it out on me. Only a couple of minutes after the incident happened. Mr. Kudo left the scene, leaving Mr. Armstrong here alone. Arg, missing when we need to talk to him the most. Maybe he's trying to avoid us on purpose? Doesn't look like there's anything new here. Although, wait a minute. Is this new? No, this is old. I like how they play the Pearl music there. Alright, so nothing there. I guess let's go talk to Maggey. Hey, we got new stuff here.
Oh, Mr. Wright!
Hello, Maggey. So they finished questioning you?
Wasn't it just unbelievable in court today, sir? I'm going to stay up all night and blog about everything that happened.
Weren't you scared? It was pretty touch and go in there.
Yeah, but you totally nailed that old man.
Well, he was all over the place with his testimony.
He's not the only one.
Huh? What do you mean? everyone else's testimonies don't match up either. Yeah, that's the thing. I am still curious about how they could have missed someone like the Tiger in there, assuming it was the Tiger. I mean, they were very heavily implying that he was the one meeting with Mr. Elg based on his calendar and all that. It just seems weird, though, that everyone would say otherwise. And it kind of makes you wonder if there's, like, blackmail going on with him. Like, he's forcing them all to say that or something. Not with what I remember of the incident, anyway. Is it possible she is the one misremembering things? No, I don't think so. I mean, we saw clearly that Gwen was to meet with the Tiger that day. Alright, well, let's talk to Maggey. Maggey, you know how you said that everyone else provided testimony that doesn't match up with what you remember? Yup! There are just so many things that don't seem to add up. The biggest contradiction is the other guy I saw at the victim's table. He was the one who slipped something into the victim's coffee. I'm sure it was him. That's the other thing that's kind of contradictory, is that in the opening cutscene for this case, we saw the spiky-haired person slipping the poison in. But Mr. Kudo insists that it was a waitress who did it. But didn't Mr. Kudo testify earlier today? Yeah, exactly. That it was the waitress who put some white powder into the coffee cup? So you really think it was this disappearing man that did it? Well, he's not the only thing that disappeared. The CD vanished as well. Well, we found the CD. You know, the CD with the writing on it. Oh yeah, the MC Screwdriver album, right? It was MC Bomber, Maya. That name was scrawled on the sports paper as well. And on the CD we found. They never did find that CD at the crime scene, sir. Or the victim's medication. That's gone missing too. Oh yeah, I forgot about the medication. Ouch, my head. This is getting way too complicated for me. You said that you passed out when the victim, Glen Elg, collapsed, right? Yes, it's so embarrassing. I mean, I used to be a cop. When I came to, the restaurant was buzzing with police. And before I knew what was going on, they arrested me, sir. So between the time the victim collapsed and the time the police arrived on the scene, you have no idea what went on at Tribulations. No, no idea at all. Why? Is it important, Mr. Wright? Oh, undoubtedly. The other witness, the old man from the park, was pretty much chased out of the picture. Mm-hmm. Chased out of the picture? What do you mean? Old CD wasn't inside the restaurant because he was told to go call the police. Exactly. And you, Maggey, were unconscious. That means Mr. Armstrong was alone in the restaurant for a brief period of time. No. You don't think Mr. Armstrong set me up, do you? I could see a situation where maybe the Tiger forcefully coerced him into setting her up so he could get his debt paid off. When you consider the facts, it's hard to imagine that Mr. Armstrong isn't involved in this at all. Grr, it's like the master biting the paw of the dog that it feeds. Are you sure about this, Mr. Wright? Well, there's a couple things going on here that are kind of a little odd. One of them is that he would pin the blame on the person working for him. But on the other hand, if that were the case, then he wouldn't have to worry about paying somebody. So I could see that working that way. Well, the old man said as much when we spoke with him earlier. I don't know. The things that man says don't add up for some reason, sir. Maggey looks like she's trying to figure something out. Maybe we should ask Maggey exactly what she knows about old CD. Well, let's present his profile, I suppose. I'm also going to ask her about the Tiger. I feel much... Wait a minute. Oh, okay. I thought that was the default thing. It feels like forever since I saw a witness as slippery as that old man. He's not really that bad of an old man, though. Still, I feel a bit uneasy. Huh? I thought you just said you felt much better. Maggey, if there's something on your mind, you've got to tell us. Especially if that has anything to do with Mr. Kudo or his testimony. Roger, I'll spill it all and see what you make of it. Alright, let's ask her about Victor's testimony. Is there anything about Mr. Kudo's testimony that stood out as odd to you? Actually, yes. The fact that he was even testifying to begin with doesn't quite what? Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, it's true that there was another customer in the restaurant. Yeah, we know that already. It was Victor Kudo. But I can't really say it was an old man. Oh? Okay, then how about calling him a really old middle-aged man? I don't think that's what she's getting at. No, age isn't the issue. The other customer was a woman. Oh, I bet we know who that is. A woman? Are you sure, Maggey? Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. So, what did this woman look like? She was sort of creepy. Yeah, I think we know who this is. And she had kind of a cackling laugh. Was it like, he? Creepy. Cackling? Why do I get the feeling I've come across a woman like that recently? Well, let's present some info here. Violetta. I know I used to be on the police force, sir, but I'm incarcerated now, so I can't use my connections to help you. Oh. This is the default. Let's ask her about this guy. Holy smokes! That's him! Huh? That's your phony, Mr. Wright! Just look at that ridiculous suntan. For the record, I'm not sunburned like an over-dried tomato, so I don't know how... He told me he had been on a business trip to Hawaii, and that's where he got the tan. I'm not hearing this. Okay, so I don't think there's really anything going on there. Let's present the MC Bomber CD. Where's that? That's like here, right? Yeah, here we go. Nope, okay. Anything else? I don't know if there's really anything else. No. None of this other stuff I don't think will really lead to anything. Well, in that case, I guess we'll go here and see if Gumshoe... Nope, no Gumshoe. I don't know where to go now. Is Mr. Armstrong back? Nope, nothing there. I may have to look up what to do next. Alright, let's see what we need to do. Looks like we've been doing everything in the right order. Oh, we have to give Maggey the lunchbox. That's right, I forgot. I forgot about the lunchbox. Oh yeah, I've got something you're going to love. Really? What is it? A lunchbox just for you. Here. Wow, a lunchbox. Weenies, too. I can't believe it. Thank you, sir. Did you make this just for me, Mr. Wright? Nah, it was Detective Gumshoe. Who else would make such a nice lunchbox for you? Detective Gumshoe! He's really worried about you. Looks like he put a lot of effort into making this, too. Oh, I can't accept it. Detention center rules. No gifts allowed, sir. Hey, come on, Maggey. Don't be like that. The rules are the rules. They'll lock you up if you break them. Aren't you already locked up? Somehow when an ex-cop turned waitress says that, it seems a whole lot scarier. And anyway, I hate weenies! That's not quite what I heard a minute ago. Oh, really? It's all yours, Maya. You can enjoy it with Mr. Wright. But... She's right. It's better than letting it go to waste. But... I guess so. Gumshoe's lunchbox eaten with Maya. Well, how was it? That hit the spot. I love weenies. Oh, good. I'm glad I gave it to you then, sir. Was that it? Okay. I don't know if that's, like, all we need to do. I kind of want to check before we leave. Okay. Let's try visiting Gumshoe now. Yeah, okay. That's what we had to do before we saw Gumshoe. Makes sense.
The main server just went up in smoke. Why the heck isn't the press conference set up yet? The superintendent's here already.
Yeah, and there's a problem with the internet too. Man, I forgot this was made back in the days when we capitalized internet. That feels like so long ago.
I already told you to stop using your computer, Chief.
But I'm watching videos online. I'm catching up on my Asian soap operas.
It's going to have to wait, Chief. I'm throwing the switch.
No! Just when Sum Yung Guy was about to confess to his son's hot-to-trot girlfriend. Wow, this place is really buzzing. Something must be going down. Something really big.
Huh? What are you doing here, pal?
Detective Gumshoe!
You can't be here right now. You'll be roped into the briefing if you stay.
Huh?
We've got big problems here today.
Why? What's going on?
It's a virus! A virus!
A virus?
There's a virus ripping through the precinct's computer system.
But I really need to ask you some questions. A virus, huh?
Okay, I'm only gonna say this once, so listen up.
Yes.
No matter how poor you get, never borrow money from a place like this, you hear?
Okay.
If you got money trouble, just go on a diet of instant noodles and hang in there.
We're not thinking about borrowing money, Detective. We want information.
Oh, is that all? Well, let's see. Tender lender is considered to be even fishier than the average illegal loan shark. And it seems it ran into trouble just recently. Those guys have been pretty heavy-handed, calling in all their debts.
Calling in, huh?
Really? Don't go poking your nose around in their business, pal. You'll really regret it if you upset that lady.
Alright, I get the picture. Hey, wait a minute. Lady, you say? What did you say? That lady? Who's this lady he's talking about, Nick? We better find out what the story is with this lady. Oh, I have a feeling I know who this lady is. Oh wait, do I have to... I have to back out and then present. I keep forgetting to do that. There we go.
That's the girl who works over at Tender Lender. You want to stay away from her, okay? I mean it.
She does look kind of unforgiving, doesn't she?
That should be the least of your worries, pal.
What's that supposed to mean? What could be worse?
Her name's Viola Cadaverini. She's the only granddaughter of Bruto Cadaverini.
We don't talk about Bruno. Bruto? Oh, Bruto, not Bruno. Man, I thought I was being so clever with that reference. Do you know who that is, Nick?
Never heard of him. Bruto Cadaverini is the boss of the Cadaverini family.
The Cadaverinis? That's one scary-sounding name. Yeah, that's for sure.
We can't touch them. They're way too powerful for the police. But you're thinking of taking them on, aren't you?
No, I don't remember ever saying I was going to. I better get some more info out of Gumshoe about this family. Sounds like a mafia family. Alright, let's talk about the Cadaverinis. I'm not sure if I really want to get involved in this, but who are the Cadaverinis?
Who are they? A scary bunch of people, that's who.
You're a cop and you're scared? What's that about?
Trust me, it doesn't matter if you're a kid or a cop. These guys are scary. They've got some serious clout in the criminal underworld. We can't touch them. They've got too much moolah.
Moolah? As in...
They pretty much control all the cash on the city's black market.
The black market, huh? And that includes Tender Lender, I take it?
Sure. No one stands up to Bruto Cadaverini. And I mean no one.
Yeah, look at that gigantic scar on his head. Interesting. So Viola's the granddaughter of some mafia boss, then? Yeah, and everyone knows how much Bruto loves his little girl. She means everything to him. So, how did she end up at Tender Lender? I don't know, pal. I heard she and the boss of Tender Lender are pretty tight. Tight? That's what it said in the file I read related to Maggie's case. Sounds like a pretty important clue. Yeah, we kind of gathered that. I'm just going to check to see if we can ask about the tiger. Oh, this guy, the tiger. Is he famous? Yeah. Whoa, we even have a tiger noise. This guy's not a loan shark, you know. Nope, he's a big lone cat. Hence the name? Don't pay him back, and you'd better say your prayers, because he'll eat you alive. You're shaking, detective. Like a leaf. I'm just, you know, kind of on edge at the moment, if you know what I mean. I wouldn't go flashing that photo around if I were you, pal. Why not? That guy rules the criminal underworld. You could get yourselves in serious trouble. I'm talking say your prayers trouble. You're shaking, detective. Oh. We already did that. Okay, let's talk about computer viruses. So what exactly is a computer virus, Detective Gumshoe? I don't know. What? Look, I just go with the flow, alright, pal? And here I thought detectives were supposed to be somewhat knowledgeable. What's with that face, pal? You think you know what a virus is? Well, I think I know what a virus is, but that's me in my real life. Well, Nick, do you? A computer virus? Sure. I mean, only in simple terms, of course. Really? Wow, you know everything, Professor Nick. Yeah, I'm gonna call you Dr. Wright from now on. Hey, that sounds pretty cool. Don't you agree, Dr. Wright? Why do I get the feeling they're making fun of me? Okay, fine. I'm no expert, but I can at least explain the basics to the two of you. A virus is a program that gets inside a computer and causes damage. Damage? You mean it makes the machine go boom and explode? No. The damage is, well, it's all internal. So the inside goes boom, right? Imagine all the case data you got stored on your PCs here in the station. A virus could wipe out all that. That's the kind of damage I'm talking about. Whoa, that's scary. Yeah, and what's even more scary is that viruses are infectious. Infectious? Most computers are connected together on a network, right? A virus can move from one machine to another over the network. So the virus just keeps spreading faster and faster. Just like a real virus, huh? Yeah, we certainly haven't had to worry about that the last 2 years, have we? But Nick, why would anyone want to make a program like that? Yeah, it takes ages to type in all that data. Why would you want to destroy it, pal? No, people don't infect their own machines. They send the virus to someone else's. What? That's horrible. Oh, I get it. It's like you sneezing on Mr. Godot so he catches a cold. Right. Then he wouldn't be able to turn up in court because he'd be too sick. You really shouldn't do stuff like that, Nick. It's wrong. Who, what, where, when, and why did the conversation jump to talking about me? Anyway, that's what a computer virus is. A bad program that causes damage. And all the different viruses have names, right? I kind of feel like I've heard the name of the virus we caught somewhere before. The name of the virus, huh? I feel like I've heard of it before, too. Have we heard of it? Like... You know, I just had a thought. I wonder if there's a connection. I've learned from the mask-to-mask case that if there's some side conversation that goes on for a while, you shouldn't underestimate its importance, like the paint in the warehouse. And I'm wondering if maybe this virus thing has something to do with where Glen Elg worked, and maybe what he was meeting with the tiger about. In fact, I wonder, is that what MC Bomber is on the CD? I keep forgetting it's at the very end. Oh! That was actually it! Okay. This is it. The stupid name. I remember now. I thought so. Here it comes. Don't just nod to yourself and keep me in the dark, Nick. What's going on? It's okay, Maya. You don't have to cry about it. The name scribbled on that sports paper and written on that CD. Oh, so we could have presented either one of those. Okay. I was just going on a lark there, like on a guess. Like, that was... I didn't even know if that was actually the answer or not.
That's the name of the virus. MC Bomber.
What?
Yeah, the virus that's just infected every station in the computers. Every computer station, pal. I can't talk today. It's MC Bomber.
Can you give us any more details, please? Alright, let's talk to him about that.
We already know about the MC Bomber virus from a while back. A group of criminals issued a series of demands to the head honchos of law enforcement. They threatened to release the virus if their demands weren't met.
Who are they? The Cadaverinis, maybe?
I don't know. Some hotshots from the criminal underworld would be my guess.
And now the virus has been released, huh?
Yeah, it's in every computer in every public office in the city. Everyone's going nuts. They're hopping around like they're dancing at a carnival.
All this stuff with criminals and viruses. It almost feels like we're in a sci-fi movie.
Apparently the programmer who made the virus was a real genius or something. The focus right now is on tracing the root of this virus on the black market.
You mean someone put this virus up for sale? Oh, is that what the 500,000 deal was all about? Did Glen Elg put it up for sale?
Yeah, and because this one's so powerful, they're estimating its price tag was in the millions of dollars, pal.
Or maybe in the 500,000s of dollars. In the millions? A virus can be worth that much? MC Bomber updated in the court record. Found at tender lender, contains a computer virus program.
Arg! I can't believe it! I almost forgot the most important thing.
And that is?
You know, the lunchbox. How'd everything go?
Oh. Well... Lunchbox? You remember, the weenies?
I hate weenies!
Oh yeah, those weenies.
So, how did my weenies taste when they went down the hatch?
Huh? Well, it was... delicious.
Yeah? That's what she said? Really?
Well, not exactly.
Don't worry about it, pal. I figured something would happen, so I came prepared.
Prepared? What do you mean?
I made a jumbo lunchbox.
Oh.
Do me a favor again, huh, pal, and deliver this?
This sure is a heavy burden, in more ways than one.
I can just imagine Maggie's little eyes sparkling with joy when you bring her that.
Weenies again, Nick? Tell me we don't have to eat all these, too. Gumshoe's lunchbox given to Maya. Again. A tenderly handmade lunchbox. Fills the stomach with love and plenty of weenies. I really can't eat any more. Alright, well, I think we need to go back. Oh, she's not here. Well, let's go to Blue Screens Inc. I'm gonna see if we have enough to confront Lisa about everything. 3 Psyche Walks, alright. Let's do this. Gwen's troubles. So, how about you tell me what kind of trouble Mr. Elg was in? I'm sorry, sir, but we don't deal with troubleshooting here. Perhaps you'd like to speak to someone in customer service? What's she talking about? I guess I better just take a shot and see where it gets me. Miss Basil, let me ask you something. Did Mr. Elg's troubles have something to do with this? It could be the lottery ticket. Or this. Yes! Okay, good. What is that? A lottery ticket. There were a ton of these on the victim's table at the scene of the crime. And what is the relevance of that? The victim, Mr. Glen Elg, had a gambling habit, didn't he? I don't think that's a logical conclusion based on the facts. Everyone dreams of being rich. Even I listen to Millionaire Radio. She's right, that is a bit weak on its own. But Mr. Elg's gambling wasn't restricted to the lottery, was it? Yeah, we saw a bunch of these. The lottery, horse racing, He bought a lot of tickets and lost a lot of times. That's got to have hurt his wallet pretty bad, don't you think? Uh-oh, she's sweating. Maybe bad enough to be the cause of some pretty serious trouble, perhaps? No! You are right. Gwen did have a gambling habit. You good people must not follow his example. Do you understand? Trust me, even if I wanted to, I don't exactly have the money to buy any. But if you win, there's no problem, is there? And Gwen had a winning ticket, didn't he? For $500,000. Yeah, but it's hard to imagine how he could have been in trouble then, isn't it? It's true that Mr. Elk won $500,000 in the end, but that was his first stroke of good luck. He was in deep trouble before that. Deep trouble? What do you mean? Mr. Elk's real problem was someone or something more terrifying and ferocious. Someone like this guy? Furio Tigre, the boss of a loan office called Tender Lender. Tender Lender. People with businesses should think harder before naming their offices. I feel like, yeah, exactly, like you're one to talk. Well, what do you think? Our firm is doing very well at the moment. I don't think we need to borrow money. I wasn't talking about your firm. No. I mean about Mr. Elg. You think Gwen had something to do with this Furio Tigre? Yes. I'm sorry. I don't know of any connection between the two of them. Really? Because I've got proof that Mr. Elg and the Tiger knew each other. Something like this calendar, maybe. Furio Tigre, aka the Tiger, is the boss of a loan office called Tender Lender. This is who Mr. Elk met with on the day of his murder. And the only thing a loan shark would talk with him about would be his death. No! It's true that Gwen had racked up quite a bit of debt from his gambling habit. About $100,000, I think. Oh, that's a number we've seen before. $100,000? Ouch. But I heard he won the lottery, so he should have been in the clear. Shame Maggey couldn't get a bit of that good luck. Okay. So the guy got lucky and won the lottery. But what if he hadn't won? What was his plan then? Well, this isn't easy to say, but he said he would use his talents to repay the money. His talents? I suspect he was talking about programming. Well, what computer program is worth $100,000? Perhaps you good people should leave so I can get back to my work. Not quite yet. I'm so close to cracking her. The program in question, was it by any chance this? Yeah, I think we've got a pretty good idea. Well, this is it, isn't it? This is the virus that's infecting computers worldwide as we speak. MC Bomber. No! Alright, finally. Unlock successful. Wait, do we have full health? Is that why we didn't get filled up with the other thing? I wonder if we have full health. Oh wait, we do, because we were showing... it showed full health while we were going through that. Duh. Gwen's head had more processing power than any computer. But if it had been infected with a gambling virus, Gwen was in too deep. You mean he was in debt? Yes, $100,000 in debt. Not an easy amount to repay. So, he said he was taking on some extra work. Something a bit risky. Risky? How? Maybe he was going to become a waitress at Tribulations? Where do you come up with these ideas? So it's safe to say Mr. Elg was the creator of this virus, huh? Whoops, hang on. There we go. The MC Bomber virus? Yes. It was a work of genius. In a bad sort of way, of course. But still genius. Something like that would probably fetch several $1 million on the black market. Inconceivable. Gumshoe was right for a change. This date, December 3rd, that is marked on his calendar. That was his deadline for repaying his debts. MC Bomber updated the core record. A computer virus made by Glen Elg, potentially worth millions of dollars. I guess we won't be needing these horse racing tickets anymore. Glen Elg's losing horse racing tickets thrown back on the floor. I like how we just put them back, you know, where we found them here in the office. Use a trash can, Nick. Alright, sorry, something just came up. Okay. So at this point, do we need to move back to Tenderlander? I'm kind of curious where we need to go at this point. I don't want to waste any time. Okay, yes, we do. I think we're getting pretty close to the end of this segment here, so... Let's go back to our friends at Tenderlander. Friends in air quotes. Alright. Do we have enough to go through with Viola's, Psyche Walk? I'm gonna try it. Let's see what happens. Hopefully we've got enough. If not, then we can go back. I like how when there's like a bunch of Psyche Walks, you could hear so many chains going there. Like the sound effects are just multiplied. The head bandage. You said that bandage around your head was from an operation? You also said you suffered a fatal injury to the head, correct? I wonder if those are related. Yes, the operation was very difficult, apparently. Now, by fatal injury, you mean you were hurt very badly somehow, right? He. Did the injury in question have something to do with this? Uh-oh, I don't know what it is. I don't actually know if we have enough. Because, like, would this have been anything even related to... Oh! It could be this. No, okay, it's not. Donuts, have a donut, da 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 da. Okay. Alright, so that's not it. Oh, we got an achievement for that. Viola's homemade donuts. I didn't even know that was a thing. I'm just gonna check one more time, but I don't think there's something here for us at this point. Oh, it could be this. There we go. I have here a car repair bill. From this, it seems pretty obvious that this car was involved in an accident. Let me see that. This bill is made out to the Cadaverinis. Yes, it is. I don't think I ever introduced myself. Tell me, what do the Cadaverinis have to do with me? Something tells me she's not about to say hi and introduce herself. Alright then. Your relationship with the Cadaverinis is very strong, and this is why. It's either that or... yeah, it's this. I know exactly who you are, Viola Cadaverini. You sustained that injury in a traffic accident, didn't you? It happened about 4 months ago. I was driving in one of our family's cars when someone pulled out in front of me. It was a motorbike, or something like that. I don't remember it much. Anyway, I swerved to try to avoid it, but... I took a blow to the head. A bad one. Yeah, I can imagine. So what happened to the person on the bike? I'm guessing they didn't get away with injuring the Viola Cadaverini, right? I don't know what happened to them. They ran away, or so I heard. Ran away? If they'd stayed, I'd have... he. Is it possible? Could the person who committed the hit and run have been... Is it the tiger? It was this man, wasn't it? He was the cause of your accident. We saw him in the flashback, so that's the only reason why I was wondering. But it kind of conflicts with the whole him saving her thing, right? Unless he tried to make amends for it. It wasn't Don Tigre. I refuse to believe it. Was she in denial about it? We collided. The motorbike and my car. But Don Tigre isn't injured at all, is he? It was a tiger who caused Viola to crash, I can feel it. Plus, one of her locks just broke, so she must suspect it was him too. Okay, so that wasn't like a thing we missed, we were just guessing at that point. I'm sorry, Miss Cadaverini, but I have proof that the tiger was involved in a traffic accident on his bike. Okay, here's where we present the bike, right? It's not exactly a motorbike, but Mr. Tigre rides around on a scooter, doesn't he? And you'll notice that the front wheel guard is badly damaged. Miss Cadaverini, you know the truth, don't you? He. This repair bill was paid by Furio Tigre. The Cadaverinis have known for ages who caused the accident, haven't they? It's possible. Perhaps. Somewhere inside me, I know that may be true. I knew it. But Don Tigre still saved my life. The operation was very complicated. It was very, very expensive. How much are we talking? Very, very, very expensive. Oh, I just had a thought. What if the tiger has been running the loan office and he's doubling down on everybody, collecting money from them to pay the medical bill? What if that's what's going on? She seems kind of hesitant about giving me an actual figure. I should back off. Well, anyway, it was the tiger who paid for it, right? After I recovered, Don Tigre told me. He said he paid for the operation because he cared about me. I believe him. Really? But do you honestly believe that to be true? Or is he just scared of you? Do you want to know what I think? I think the reason he paid for the operation wasn't because of you, but someone else. Yeah, I have a feeling I know who that is. Perhaps I shouldn't be saying this, but your grandfather, Bruto Cadaverini, controls a lot of dubious cash, right? And you are his beloved pride and joy. Sure, I don't know exactly how much the operation cost, but if you weren't the granddaughter of Mr. Cadaverini, do you think Mr. Tigre would have paid the money? $1 million. There we go, we got some health back. 4 months ago, I was in a traffic accident. That's why I needed the operation. When I woke up, they told me it was nothing serious. A simple procedure. Oh, really? Well, I guess if she recovered in 4 months, it couldn't have been too big. They said the operation cost $1 million. A million bucks? My grandfather ordered Don Tigre to pay $1 million in compensation. Compensation, huh? It's underworld lingo for paying money to settle a score. Basically pay or get into some serious trouble. But $1 million bucks? This has to be related to our poisoning case somehow. Alright, let's ask about compensation. I wanted to believe him. I wanted to trust what Don Tigre said. He said it had nothing to do with my grandfather being Bruto Cadaverini. I wanted to believe he helped me because he cared about me, not about my grandfather. Uh-oh. But I knew that wasn't really true. Wow, I'm so sorry. What he did to get the money was... it was... evil. He said it was all for me, so I helped him. You helped him? In what way? Does that include dressing up like a waitress? Here, take these. What are these? Medical papers? I'm Bruto Cadaverini's granddaughter. He had to pay compensation. He was made an offer. He simply couldn't refuse. Viola's medical papers. A $1 million bill for cranial surgery. Payment was due last year. Wow, I feel so bad for Viola. It's inexcusable. Huh? There are two things that I consider inexcusable. Poisoning and betrayal. Only a coward would hurt people using either of these tactics. Is everything alright, Nick? I have a feeling that Nick is being reminded of a certain incident. We should get going right after we finish our espresso. Yeah, I won't need to convince Viola of anything else, so I guess I can get rid of this. Repair bill thrown into the trash. I don't know if I would throw that into the trash here. So where do we go now? Do we go to the detention center? We haven't delivered the lunchbox yet. Oh, we're gonna go over here. Hey, bonjour. I've been waiting for you to return. Mr. Armstrong. Ah, good timing. I was hoping to find you here. We'd like to ask you a few questions.
Well, he hasn't got anything to say to you, fellas.
Uh-oh.
Ah, it's Zinyope. Who are you calling Zinyope? Ah.
Come out from under the table already, Maya.
Okay, hand it over.
What?
You just want to play games with me? I don't recommend that. The medical papers, now!
Uh-oh, I think he wants Viola Cadaverini's papers back. You mean this? The $1 million medical papers? Miss Cadaverini trusted you. That's why she said that she'd helped you.
Forget about it. That girl's dumber than an eggplant. You just want to know what's sad? I'll tell you what's sad, and it ain't only her face. She thinks she's got power because she's Bruto's little girl. Now that's sad.
I can't let you have these papers. Tomorrow in court, I'm going to expose what you did to get the $1 million you used to pay this off.
Are you crazy or something? I don't care if you want to give it to me or not. There's two of us here. You got that? Two.
Uh-oh.
Oui.
Mr. Armstrong?
Forgive me, désolé. I cannot argue with him.
Oh yeah, I just remembered. Didn't we hear about him formerly like being an ex-con or something? I wonder if he's more connected to the tiger than we were thinking.
Urgh.
That really hurt. Did we just get slapped by the both of them?
Is that all you got? I'll be taking those papers now. Armstrong, get that lighter. Wait. Don't take it too hard. Phoenix, right?
That was so stupid. I shouldn't have let my guard down. Those medical papers were vital evidence.
Hold it, pal!
Gumshoe! Detective Gumshoe?
Detective? You think you're gonna stop me, copper? Beat it! Gwar!
Whoa! Come on, Gumshoe. Keep it together.
You guys, get out of here. Leave this guy to me.
But,
go, pal, and take this. If you get hurt, who's gonna look after Maggey, huh?
alright, thanks, Gumshoe. Wait, Nick, don't leave me behind. I'll get even with that guy tomorrow in court. Tender lender is going down. Alright, to be continued. We didn't get to go to the detention center and give Maggey the weenies, so I don't know if that's like the post-case thing or if that's like a bonus thing. So I guess we'll find out in the next episode. So take care and I will see you all next time.